Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to come on today and do a little review of the Iplehouse Bibian EID sized BJD doll. Unfortunately, I already opened her. I've had her for probably about a year. Totally obsessed with her, love her. And I just thought it would be nice. There's not a ton of videos on this particular sculpt from Iplehouse. So again, her name is Bibian, is the name of the sculpt. She's an EID, which is Elder Iplehouse doll. She is 70 centimeters tall, so a good size, a little bit bigger than SD. She is done in normal skin, NS, and then I chose makeup option A. And I'll show you some close-up pictures, and I'll try to get the doll close to the camera. But I am working on lighting and things in my house for my videos, so it will get better and it won't be so bright, and hopefully you'll be able to see the details of the doll a little bit better in the video, and not just in the photographs. So just a quick little review first of the EID body. I only have, I think, one EID. I think it's her. I might have another. I'll have to check. Most of my girls are SID sized. Love the body. There's a couple of things I would improve. I don't care much for the hands of the doll. I think they're slightly oversized in comparison to like the SID size dolls from Iplehouse. Love that size hands on that doll. It just looks a little masculine or bulky to me. Also, her hands are not blushed, so maybe that's part of my hesitation with the size of the hands. I think they look a little bit more feminine with a paint on them. So if you have the option, I would get it. I think they charge $60 to $80 or whatever, depending on nail polish and just the blushing or whatever. I think it's something to consider for sure. If it's not something you want to splurge on, you can always try to do it on your own. I'm not that brave. I hope you are. But yeah, I think it is a good thing to do for this particular size doll. She is in the NS skin tone, which stands for normal skin. It's kind of a pale skin. My favorite skin tone from Iplehouse is the PG, which is peach gold. I find it to be most like my color skin. I have a very pink undertone to my skin. This one can look a little white depending on lighting and what she's wearing and everything. The Iplehouse dolls do not come in like a full set with clothes unless you order the set. This is a basic doll, so I just got her as the doll. She does come with acrylic eyes. I've switched them out for glass eyes. I think they sent her in like a green color eye, which I had in her for a little bit, and then I had her like an aqua colored eye. I loved those. I thought those were really pretty with her red hair. And I've now switched her to like a violet, a purple color eye, which I'm enjoying right now. I did get the eyes from a great Etsy shop. And if you ask, I'll give you the name. I don't have it off the top of my head. I have her in a 8-9 sized wig from Iplehouse. It's a red, like I think they call it sienna. It's been a little while since I ordered the wig and everything for this doll, so I'm a little not sure of the exact names for certain things, but. And then, like I said earlier, I did get her with the makeup A option. It's got freckles. I really liked the lips. I have to say, from all of the Iplehouse dolls that I've gotten, they do fantastic face-ups. I really was impressed with everything that I got from them, and I'll show you all the other dolls I have from them at some other time. But her lip skin is kind of a nude, really pretty. There's a slight blush pink to it. Like a creamy, it's a very natural look, but it also makes the doll's lips look full, and it's just really pretty. And then I liked the rest of her face up. I didn't want to tweak anything about it. I really fell in love with the pictures off the website. She kind of reminded me of Pretty Woman, Julia Roberts. She had that vibe to me. I don't know if that's what they modeled her after or if I'm just cuckoo, but yeah, I thought she just kind of looked like her, and I've always thought Julia Roberts was super pretty. Of course, Julia Roberts would probably have a big giant smile on her face, but that looks a little creepy when they do that to a doll sculpt, and it just looks like they're frozen in time. So not a big fan of that look. But yeah, her mobility is really fantastic. She can pose really well. The Iplehouse dolls hold poses quite well. I find, I know a lot of people suede their dolls. I don't like doing that to my dolls. I kind of like to keep them in pristine condition. So I have not done that, but I find that they pose quite well. There are certain things she can't do with her arms and her legs. I did get her with the mobility thigh. If you like to sit your dolls down and have them kind of crouched over their knees in poses, if you take a lot of pictures, you might want to do the mobility thigh. Otherwise, you can skip it. I find that I like it better. I think that they sit a little better when there's like on a chair or something, and you can kind of fiddle with the way that their feet are facing out with the mobility thigh. The little seam line is here and you can barely see it. The Iplehouse dolls are really exquisite bodies. I have to say the EID size is probably my least favorite size of the sculpting. I haven't gotten an HID yet. I've seen pictures of them. They're quite stunning. Those are the much bigger ones. But I really love the SID size from the Iplehouse. The Iplehouse company itself is a pleasure to work with. They're not always super accommodating, but you get what you pay for, and I think that they have some of the best dolls for sale on the market today. I think their hands are number one. Their foot sculpt, the bust sculpts, the ribs, the way everything looks on the doll is quite exquisite. Really, you can tell someone really artfully did it and masterfully did it. It's not something that every company does well. I usually keep my dolls dressed head to toe, so I don't get to enjoy it, but I know I like knowing it's there, and when I'm changing them and everything, you can really see all the details of the collarbone. It's just really quite remarkable. So if you do put these dolls in something like a bathing suit or something a bit more revealing, they look really exquisite. They are really masterfully done. It's quite incredible. I have to say, out of all of my dolls, I think Iplehouse is number one with sculpt, with hands, like I said, with the body. Some of their faces I find slightly off proportionate with the body, and I know that I might have my thoughts about that might be a bit skewed, because most of the dolls on the market have really big eyes or big features or big heads and little bitty bodies. So maybe this is more on track for what a human-sized person would be, a little bit more nuanced in the size of the eyes and everything like that. So they're not cartoonish, but I do find some of their heads look a little bit small. I think Bibian's head fits her perfectly, but there are a couple of dolls I have that either I tweak the eyes a hair or the head size in general, just a touch. There's sometimes their shoulders too look quite broad in comparison to their head, but as I'm saying that, I'm looking at myself in the camera and my shoulders are quite broad. So I think maybe it's just you're getting used to looking at dolls in a certain way and then having one that is really done to mimic a true person instead of like a fantasy character kind of thing. With that being said, they do kind of cool fantasy characters. There's a Korea line. I have 3 of those dolls. Or 4 of those dolls. I hope to do a whole little episode on those dolls. They're some of my favorite dolls, but they have that great sculpting in their hands and things like that, and they're just amazing. Totally different vibe, but they're stunning nonetheless. If you're into those kind of creature style dolls and you don't like the superhuman looking kind of dolls, it's something to consider. So I'll take her off her stand and let you kind of see how she moves a little bit. The lighting is so funny here, so she's so white looking. She's not this white. She's more of a creamy, natural skin tone. So make sure you stick around for the pictures, because I think you'll get a better idea of how she actually looks, because she's quite exquisite. She's one of my favorite dolls. I wanted her since the moment I saw her, but there were other ones that I really had to have first. And there are reviews on some of the other ones I have, so I thought it'd be fun to do this one because I just don't see a lot of her, and she's a super underrated sculpt and doll. but she's, yeah, and she's big. You can see, if you've seen my other videos, you know I have really big dolls, and so this for me is kind of a medium-sized doll, but it's, you know, holding it next to me, it's kind of ridiculous how big she is, but to me, she's like, you know, in the middle there. Yeah, so let's hold her up a little closer to the camera. Ooh. Yeah, she's just, it's too bright, but she is quite beautiful. Let me turn down the lights here. Does that help? There you go. You can kind of see her better there. See the freckles? Everything is so well done on this doll. People wonder why I hold my hand here. It helps to change the way your camera sees what you're holding as like the brightest object, and so it changes the way the light hits the doll. But yeah, I say stick around and look at the pictures, because this does not do her justice. So again, this is Iplehouse Bibiane, 70 centimeters in normal skin. Right now on the website, she is the makeup option A. And there's plenty of pictures on my Instagram. Feel free to follow. It's curiously collectible, and you can see her really close up. But stick around and look at the pictures and enjoy. Until next time.